In 2025, Kazakhstan and Hungary celebrate 33 years of diplomatic relationships. In light of this, on February 17th, Peter Siyjarto, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Trade of Hungary, visited Astana to promote the cooperation even further. In this exclusive interview with Kazinform, he discussed the details of his visit and the future of this cooperation. Welcome to Kazakhstan. Thank you for joining us on this interview. This is a great honor.
Thank you so much for the very kind invitation. Happy to be here.
Let's start with one of the key purposes of your visit, which relates to the energy sector. As you said earlier in your social media post, Hungarian companies already achieved significant success in oil and natural gas production in Kazakhstan. In the same post, you mentioned that you will be discussing new strategic projects with Mr. Saykaliyev during this visit. Could you please elaborate on this topic? What are these initiatives and what's in store for oil production in particular within the framework of our cooperation?
So the biggest Hungarian company is an oil and gas company called MOL. MOL has been investing steadily in the Kazakh energy sector. They have invested around $200 million when it comes to the Rashkovskoye field, from where they have been exploiting more than 300 million cubic meters of gas so far and 200,000 tons of condensate. There are 5 wells already commissioned, and they consider this as a very successful project. Now, based on this success, they would like to continue to be involved in field operations in Kazakhstan. They have been exploring many opportunities, among them the field called Berezovsky, which would mean that a Chinese-Kazakh-Hungarian joint project could take place, which would be pretty much to our interest. In the meantime, we understand that this new field requires very advanced technologies to exploit oil and gas. So MOL has highly advanced technologies at disposal based on their own research and development activities. So the technological capabilities of MOL would enable them to contribute to the successful project of exploiting gas and oil from the Berezovsky field. On the other hand, MOL is more and more active in the field of petrochemical industry. So petrochemical products developed by MOL are also offered to ＫazMunaiGaz to be used. And negotiations have been going on about adding KEPCO, Kazakh oil, to our national energy mix. There's political openness on both sides. The delivery route is at disposal because Druzhba pipeline is operational. The only question, only between quotation marks, of course, the only remaining question is pricing, which is the most important one. So we hope that the commercial negotiations between MOL and KazMunaiGaz could be successful. And we hope that in the foreseeable future, we might be able to add Kazakh oil of Kazakh origin, to our national energy mix.
When do you approximately believe this project could take place in the future?
Well, whether we buy KEPCO oil or not exclusively depends on the commercial negotiations, and this is up to the two companies. When it comes to decision about MOL's involvement into additional fields, I hope that very, very soon. Today, my colleague, the Minister of Energy, has committed himself to support the inclusion of MOL into these projects.
Let's move on from energy to agriculture. It's been announced that the Hungarian company UBN Group will be building 4 feed and premix production plants in Kazakhstan with a total investment of $83 million. Why was Kazakhstan chosen for this large-scale project, and what is the expected economic impact for both of our countries?
Look, Hungary is well known for its highly developed technologies on agriculture. You know, by tradition, we are an agricultural country. Of course, if you investigate now the share of GDP when it comes to agriculture, it's like 7, 8, 9%. But if you add everything, food industry, processing, agricultural machinery, it can amount to like 13, 14%. So it's very significant. Plus, traditionally, by heart, by spirit, we are an agricultural nation. So therefore, very highly developed technologies have been at place, which could also be helpful to the Kazakh agricultural sector to be modernized. And why Kazakhstan? Because Central Asia is in the focus of the Hungarian companies to invest. And this is nothing new. We have been building this relationship to Central Asia in a very consistent manner for 15 years. So our affiliation to this region is a long-standing one. Central Europe and Central Asia are close to each other by heart, I think. And this is one of the reasons why we also take part in the work of the Organization of Turkic-speaking countries.
Continuing on that conversation, what other areas of economics do you believe are the priority, the key priority right now for our cooperation?
Well, nuclear industry for sure. I have congratulated to all of my colleagues, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Economy, Energy, and the President himself for the success of the referendum last year, which allows you to invest into nuclear. Nuclear is the best way of generating electricity because the demand for electricity has been steadily and exponentially increasing. Why? Because the transportation is being transformed to electric, because the demand for the use of heating and cooling systems is increasing, because the demand of the industry is increasing. So as a set of reasons, as an outcome of a set of reasons, there's a highly increasing electricity demand globally. Now, how to supply that in an affordable, reliable, constant, cheap, and environmentally protective way? The answer is only nuclear.
Do you have any projects that are already in the works in that field with our country?
Actually, what we understood was that the decision has not been made yet how many nuclear plants to build, what kind of design to build, but we are already negotiating about the involvement of Hungarian technologies, namely cooling, because you know in case of a nuclear power plant, cooling is key. The question is what you use for cooling. And so far, most of the power plants are using water for cooling. Now, water is not at disposal everywhere, so therefore the Hungarian technology of dry cooling could be very useful for the Kazakh counterparts. Then another area is pharmaceutical. You know the biggest Hungarian pharmaceutical company is number 9 on your market. They are considering a location of manufacturing here, which would bring other Hungarian investments to Kazakhstan. And we are also interested in taking part in your road tolling project. Negotiations have been going on. This has been an issue since your president has visited us, and an agreement was made there about the cooperation on this field.
But aside from economic cooperation, we have cultural cooperation. Yeah, sure. Hungary provides scholarships to Kazakhstani students under the Stipendium Hungaricum program. Are there any plans to expand on that regard?
Look, first of all, on the scholarships, we provide 250 annually. This year there was a hugely increasing interest. 2,111 Kazakh students have applied for the scholarship, which is 8 times more compared to what we have. The thing is that we have to work on the end of the process, namely that there are usually a lot of applicants, but at the end of the day, not all of the scholarships are being consumed. So therefore, we have to work on all 250 to be utilized. Once this is the case, then we can negotiate about increasing the number. What is also very important that today I have signed the agreement about cooperation between the 2 diplomatic academies to contribute to the success of the training of the young diplomats of each other. And on the other hand, I signed the agreement about the continuation of the work of the Hungarian lecturer at the Eurasian National University, teaching Hungarian. And where I would like to move forward is to teach Kazakh language on one of the Hungarian universities and Kipchak studies. So this should be the next step when it comes to the cultural or educational cooperation, which is an extremely important basis for the people-to-people contact.
The last question, also it relates to politics. So since 2018, Hungary has been an observer of Turkic Council. What are the prospects for deepening Hungary's cooperation with Kazakhstan within this organization?
Look, nowadays no one challenges the highly increasing role of Central Asia in global politics, global economy. No one questions it. I remember a couple of years back, people didn't understand why we started to build relationship or cooperation with this part of the world. Now, as the delivery routes are being replanned because of the war, now that the energy sources from this region are important from the perspective of energy security of Europe, everybody understands the importance of this region. So we wanted to be the first ones, and we became the first ones. We are standing in the front of the row. We understand many would like to build a relationship to this region. We definitely count on the trade and the economic relationship to grow. We clearly count on the people-to-people contacts to be more extended. This is going to be helped by the fact that from May onwards, there will be a new direct air connection between the two countries, Shimkat, Budapest, and this is something very positive. We hope that the Astana-Budapest flight will be relaunched as well.
Do you see it as a new step in progress in tourism, for example, between our countries?
Well, absolutely. We have a wonderful country. You know, as we are building a tighter and tighter relationship with Central Asia, the people are more and more interested. And they want to see with their own eyes where our ancient tribes have spent some time. They are, you know, very curious about how our relatives in this part of the world, so far away, what are the similarities, whether we still do remember something common. And that will bring many Hungarians here, especially now that they will be able to fly directly.
What, in your opinion, is the future for our cooperation?
Look, this cooperation is very stable because it has always been based on mutual respect. We never educated each other, we never judged each other. None of us wanted to interfere into the domestic issues of others. We always respected each other. And this mutual respect is very important when it comes to the long-term predictability of a relationship. So we are very positive about how we're going to move forward, and we are very positive about the future plans.
Thank you for this interview. Thank you for finding the time. It was a great opportunity, and also for your valuable insights. We look forward to your next visit to Kazakhstan.
Thank you so much for the kind invitation.